Hello students, this is Shabnam here. Hope you all are doing good. Your board exams are coming up, so hope you all have started preparing seriously for your exams. Yesterday, I was counseling a child who's studying in the 12th grade. He seemed to be very stressed and anxious. He has not been attending his virtual classes regularly and he has just started preparing for his exams, and he was very anxious thinking how he would be able to learn so much of syllabus. So I was just guiding him. So it just came to my mind, why not make a video on this so that it would be helpful for other children also. So in today's video, I'm going to give you a few tips as how you can prepare for your exams. So before I could get started, a gentle reminder, do subscribe to my channel The Counseling Corner as well as hit the bell icon so that you get timely notifications whenever I post my new video. So let's get started. The first and foremost thing is that you need to avoid taking stress and getting anxious. Preparing for examination is quite stressful, but if you become anxious and get stressed out, then that will hinder your study process and you would not be able to focus or concentrate on your studies. While studying, if you feel you're getting anxious or you're feeling stressed out or frustrated, take a break from the studies and do something to relax yourself. You can listen to some soothing music, you can do meditation, or you can just take a walk, and when you feel relaxed, you can get back to your studies. The second important thing is that you need to plan ahead properly. Based on how many subjects you have to prepare a timetable, prepare a study schedule, fixed study schedule, and you have to follow it consistently. When you're going to study, how much you're going to study, what method of study you're going to use, everything should be pre-planned. The third point is that you need to be organized as well as you need to ensure that your study space is organized. For this, you need to have a fixed sleep schedule, fixed timings for your meal time as well as for your relaxation and exercise. And before you could start with your studies, ensure that everything which you require for studies, be it your notebook, your textbook, your calculator, your stationery, water bottle, your clock, everything is in its place so that you need not get up often and start searching for these things and waste your time. But you have to ensure that anything which distracts you, especially your phone as well as your tablet, is switched off and either handed over to your parents or kept somewhere else. The fourth point is that you need to study using your own handwritten notes. Sometimes I have seen children, they are very hesitant, they don't want to write notes. I have heard them telling, everything is there in the textbook, why do we waste time writing the notes? But it is very, very important for you to prepare your own notes because it is not practical during examination, it is impossible for you to read the entire textbook. And sometimes what happens is that the children don't prepare the notes, but the last minute they take notes from their friends and take a printout of that and study. Yes, if you have not prepared notes, that is the only option. But it is always better to study from your own notes, because what happens is sometimes when you're studying by using someone else's notes, you might not understand the handwriting and you might waste a lot of time trying to understand what your friend has written. As well as when the examination is coming very near, what you have to do is that just before the day of examination, it is not possible to read the entire notes as well. So you have to condense your notes into one page of diagrams and charts. So that just by looking at the diagrams and charts, you will be able to recall all what you have studied. And then when you're studying, you need to give targets for your studies, because I have heard this very often from children telling, ma'am, I was sitting and studying for 2 hours, but I could concentrate only for 45 minutes. So what you have to do is that you have to set targets for yourself. For example, within 45 minutes, I'm going to complete half the chapter, or within 45 minutes, I'm going to work out so many sums. And while you're studying, it is very, very important for you to take breaks between the studies. For example, after every 25 minutes or every 45 minutes, you need to take a break of 5 to 10 minutes. And during this break, you need to do something to relax yourself. Again, as listening to music, or you can have a cup of tea or just take a walk and come back. Even research shows if you study continuously, your mind will not be able to grasp and retain whatever you have studied. So taking breaks is very, very important. The next point is that occasionally what you can do is that you can do group studies with your friends, and this you can do even in the virtual platform. So what happens is that when you're doing studies, in a group with your friends, you would be more motivated to study, as well as you can clarify your doubts, help others to clarify others' doubts, quiz each other, you can discuss the important questions. But you have to ensure the group with whom you are studying is serious about the studies and they don't waste the time chit-chatting. Next is what you can do is that you can explain the answers to others. So when you are studying with the intention of teaching others or explaining the answers to others, you tend to grasp more better and retain the information what you have learned. Sometimes when you learn the important questions, you can also explain it to your family members, your siblings, as well as to your friends, and this would be really helpful. The best method which most of the toppers use is practice, practice, practice. So you need to practice 10 years old question paper and the question bank. Remember, just by studying 35 to 40% of the syllabus, you can manage to score nearly 70%. So when you're practicing, what you have to do is that you have to select a place which is free from all distraction and noise, and imagine that you're sitting in the examination hall and doing your exam. Set a timer based on the duration of the paper, whether it is 2 hours or 2.5 hours. Sit at a stretch and complete the entire paper. So by repeatedly practice doing this, you would be able to understand how the format of the questions are, what are the important questions, and you will also get the practice of completing the paper on time. And after completing the paper, ensure you evaluate your paper all by yourself, so you will be able to understand where you're going wrong, what are the mistakes which you're making, and you can rectify them. The next point is that do some analysis, try to identify which is the best learning style suited for you, and then you can make use of that while you're preparing for the examination. For different students, different types of learning style is benefiting. So for example, if you're an auditory learner, so you can grasp better and you can retain much in your memory by listening. So for what you can do is that you can record your notes, or you can make use of the videos which are available as well as the recorded notes to study. But in case you're a visual learner, then you can grasp better and retain by seeing things. So for you, diagrams and charts would be more helpful. The next most important thing is that you need to learn to take help or ask for help. So all these days, classes were going on in the virtual platform, you did not have face-to-face interaction with the teachers, and the common concern from the teachers is that most of the time the cameras are switched off and we don't know what the children are doing, whether they're paying attention. So when you're studying or preparing for the examination, you find that you cannot understand some concept or you find it difficult, so do not hesitate and struggle all by yourself. Learn to take help from your parents or from your friends. If not from your teachers, I'm sure your teachers would be ever ready to help you. The last point is that you need to make your health your priority, your physical as well as your emotional health. Very few days are remaining for the examination and you cannot afford falling sick at this point of time, as well as the COVID cases are increasing drastically. So as far as possible, avoid going outside unless and until it is very much essential, and even if you go outside, try using the precautionary measures, wear a mask, carry a hand sanitizer with you. To boost your physical health, eat a well-balanced diet, add a lot of fruits, vegetables, seeds, protein-based food to your diet. As far as possible, avoid eating junk food and outside food. Keep yourself hydrated throughout the day. During the examination as well as during the revision time, you have to keep on sipping your water to boost your memory and concentration. And when you're preparing a daily schedule, ensure that you keep aside 45 minutes for your exercise, which is a must, as well as 30 minutes for your relaxation time, where you can, and in this time, you can do anything which relaxes you, like you can listen to music, you can go for a walk, right? Or you can play some video game or even chat with your friends if you feel that relaxes you. As well as the last thing is that you have to ensure that you get 7 to 8 hours of sound sleep. Avoid sitting overnight and studying. That will have a very negative impact. So have a sound sleep, only then you would be productive the next day. So these are few tips which you have to follow consistently so that you can prepare well for your exams and perform well. Remember, you need to prioritize two things at this point of time. One is your health, the other thing is your studies, that is your exams. And you need to completely keep away from all distractions, including your smartphone as well as your friends if they are distracting you. So wish you all the very best. See you next time.